We're back from a trip to visit Sig in New Hampshire for the inaugural Next event. At this event, they had a couple dozen media. No doubt you guys have already seen lots of coverage on other outlets there, as well as several dozen dealer, distributor, big folks for Sig. We saw two factories. We saw the flagship store. We visited the Sig Academy and spent some range time, all to shoot new products that are coming out in 2024. As a journalist, I don't think it'd be fair of me to give you a full review or anything representing a review, so I just want to give you my impressions on some of these things. It's also jotted down in an article with links over at gbgunsdepot.com. While some of the other outlets took the time to make their full videos there, I didn't want to get in the way of everyone else doing their things and cause interruptions to the flow of traffic, so T and I took our shots, got some clips of things, made some notes, and that's what you'll be seeing in these videos. It'll be a series of videos. I'll do it on each of the major new products that we had a chance to see. Another option that I thought was pretty cool there was the Sig P320 X5 SXG. This is a steel-framed 320, and while looking rather simple, this one was by far my favorite to shoot. The gun just ran. Something about those all steel frames, or all steel guns, as many of you know, just shoots nice, sits in your hand, and just lets you run. I enjoyed running the plate rack. They had one with a red dot on it, one with irons, and I ran one direction. I ran through one mag with the red dot, set it down, picked up the irons, and ran the other direction, which of course was impressive to folks who are dependent on dots. But the irons that were on this were kind of a cheat because they had a nice blacked out rear and bright fiber optic red front sight, which you could run effectively like a dot at that distance on plate racks, especially in the bright New Hampshire summer sun. One thing of note, this being an all-metal gun, it did get hot, uncomfortably hot, while it was laying on the benches, or laying on the barrels, and with so many people putting so many rounds through it. However, reeling it back into reality for us as shooters, it's going to be in a holster or in your hands while you're running it, so I don't think that's necessarily a concern. This isn't hot like the Lago Alien that actually heats itself up and gets uncomfortable to shoot after a while. So this one was a favorite of mine. Kind of shows how far a 320 can go and how diverse the 320 world can be, which is pretty neat. The trigger that was on it, the shoe, was different and unique. It wasn't the X and it wasn't the standard curved. I'm curious if I was able to get my hand on one of these, if I could pop out that FCU and use that trigger shoe somewhere else, or if maybe Sig will make that trigger shoe available individually. But pretty cool piece. And as I said in the intro, if you want full specs, all that kind of stuff, availability, check the pinned comment. Got links to it over at gbgunsdepot.com. Of course, this stuff is not all 100% available as of the date that I was writing this, which is why I linked. So that's just a quick rundown and initial thoughts. There's of course more in the article. Check the pinned comment over at gbgunsdepot.com, running through all of this, as well as links that have the full specs and all of that kind of stuff, pricing, where to buy. All of that will be filled out as these things become available. We were bleeding edge on getting our hands on this stuff, and of course not all of it was even available to market as we were shooting the stuff at the range. But when we got into the factory, we saw plenty of it being made, and quite rapidly. It's very impressive what Sig pulls off there. If you guys have any questions about any of this stuff, check that article. If there's a question still after that article, comment on the article, and I'll do some digging, see what kind of information I can find out, and hopefully fill things out from there. Sorry these are short ones, but I just didn't feel it was fair to you, or to my own credibility, to try to give some type of a review or deeper dive while we're there in New Hampshire. There were people to interview, could have done things like that, but doing that would have interrupted the time and the flow for everyone else. And I try to be gracious of my hosts and aware and civil towards those that I'm at events with. So just do the light things. If you guys want a full review on something, let me know, and if we're lucky, maybe Sig will send it, or maybe the patrons will vote for it next time we hold a vote. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow.